So anyway, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for game number 2 between Bait and Hellraisers for the Dota 2 Champions League 2021. Bait now one game up in this best of 3 series, which is, I'm sure, a lot of people were not expecting. I definitely wasn't expecting. Like, Bait have been having some really weird performances lately, but it doesn't matter. Like, game number 1, they were just on it. They knew exactly what to do. And it didn't really seem like there's anything Hellraisers could actually do to match what they were doing. I just said do like 20,000 times, but it doesn't matter. But even still, we'll see if maybe Hellraisers is going to adjust their play a little bit this game. Maybe change the bans. They take out the Pango as well as the Kotl this time. So not going to see that into the hands of SA this time round. Instead, they're going to immediately grab him as Shadow Demon, which is his other favorite hero. As I think that was... Was that the other hero that they banned in game 1? No, that was the second phase ban, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think it was the second phase ban. But we'll see what Hellraiser's going to spawn with. Maybe they're going to go for the Omni Knight Sven? No. Oh no, Sven's obviously banned. But instead, they're going to grab the Phoenix-Mars combo. That is a staple hero pairing that's been in the game for a few years now, since both these heroes are actually out. And it's just so strong. You got the egg will just pop down, obviously, in a lot of team fights. And the Mars ultimate can be used in 2 different ways. One, you can either drop it around the egg to give it protection from all the long-range projectiles, keep it alive. Or 2, if the enemy team aren't interested in killing it, you pop it down to actually cut off their escape and force them to get hit from the team fights done. It's such a fantastic pairing. I'm surprised you don't really see it that too much more lately, but Hellraisers, they're going to go to a classic one. Let's see what they're able to do with it. It does actually allow bait. They grab the Beastmaster, though. So, inevitably, this is going to be the Helm of the Overlord build, which is just standard now, obviously, as there is no Necronomicon anymore. And it is quite strong. It does sort of fall off relatively quickly. Well, not quickly, I'd say. Probably around the 30-minute mark. Then the Helm of the Overlord is a lot less potent. But, I mean, by then, it's done the job it wants to do. You send off your Ancient Creep to cut creep waves, increase your farming speed, and just make the map a bit more awkward for your opposing team to play around. So, it's always going to be a strong pickup. As well as it being paired with the Beastmaster, just BKB piercing stun, always nice. No matter what game you're in, it's a fantastic ultimate to have. They also ban out the Enchantress as well as the Clinks. Obviously, Clinks is pretty high in the meta at the moment. Hellraiser's picking it a few times before in the past. And the Enchantress, always just a big, massive slap to the face for any Beastmaster, just constantly stealing away the balls. It just makes you want to kill yourself. It really does. It's so sad. I mean, it's possible that Hellraisers could still pick up the Crystal Maiden, which is another one of those heroes which can counter the Beastmaster with the Frostbite. Frostbite? I think it's called Frostbite. Just killing off the balls, which is strong. So, yeah. Definitely makes sense banning out the enchantment. I don't know if they want to use another ban towards a position 5. It would feel kind of rough, but in a way, sort of essential. You want your Beastmaster to have a decent time. If he can't farm at all, then his game will just be over, and it'll feel real sad. I decided to ban out the PL. So the counter is there if Hellraisers want to go for it. It just depends if Ladon plays the hero, which I think he does, actually. I think Zayak actually plays it as a 4. I've seen him play up, in the past, but obviously it'd just be on completely the wrong side of the map to be useful. Unless they want to swap the lanes around. Zayak could play the 5 this game. But even still, Hellraisers just purely focusing towards position 1s right now. I'm surprised they've not banned Lifestealer. Obviously, Lifestealer is just a fantastic hero to play up against Mars, both in the lane and in the towards the later parts of the game, because he could use Rage, run straight through the arena, not give a crap about it at all. Instead, they decide to ban the Morphlim. I suppose similar premise. You can just waveform through the arena, so yeah, it makes sense in that regard. We'll see what their next few heroes they're going to pick up is. They're actually going to go for the Mirana. Okay, so the Phoenix and the Mirana are normally both sort of position 4 heroes. So I'd be interested to see which one they're going to relegate to the 4 role. I mean, maybe they actually want to run this Mirana as the 5, because in a similar way, the arrow will just be insta-killing the balls if you can land them. It's just a little bit more difficult to pull that off because if the Beastmaster's paying attention, he can just micro the ball out of the way, and then you just end up wasting your arrow for nothing. But then I suppose on the flip side of that, it gives you the ability to counter the Beastmaster and also give you sort of rotation ganking potential at the same time. Something that a Crystal Maiden just wouldn't be able to offer you. And here's the Undying once again picked up here for bait. So we're going to see that into the hands of Gatsy once again. And this time, he's playing up against 2 strength heroes. Obviously, the Phoenix is a ranged one, so it's not quite as strong as it could be. But even still, 2 strength heroes versus Undying is never going to feel nice. So let's see what hero position 1 they're going to pick up here for Watson. Just allow the Undying to make loads of space for. I mean, they've already banned out his Luna, one of his favourite heroes. The Sven's already in the bin. The Faceless Void's been taken out as well. What other position 1s have they grabbed? They picked the Clinks, but that's already banned. Monkey King, potentially. Kind of risky, though, to go for a position 1 Monkey King when you don't know what the opposition's position 1 actually is. Because you could just end up drafting yourself into a corner. It'd be really awkward to get out. Instead, they're just going to grab the Void Spirit yet again. So, back in the hands of Dendi, I presume. So, just leaving Watson for the final pick. Let's see what Hellraisers is going to prioritize here. They might grab their mid laner now, because you already know what the mid lane matchup is going to be against the Void Spirits. You can guarantee you get a good matchup there. And they also have the final pick of the draft, so they have another opportunity to counter pick the opposition's position, carry as well. So, Hellraisers definitely have the advantage going in towards the end of this draft here. Let's see if they make good use of it, though. I mean, theoretically, the Batrider should have been able to dominate the Void in the lane, but Rebel just couldn't quite bully out Dendi as well as he wanted. So I mean, they could possibly go for the same pick. Or maybe actually they want someone who could do a bit of damage, because the Mirana, Phoenix, Mars aren't able to do that themselves. Ooh, they're actually going to grab their position 1 now. Okay. Interesting choice to do it that way around, but you know, I'm sure they've got an idea behind it. So now Bait know exactly what carry that they're going to be playing up against. I think Slark's a pretty good pickup at the moment here for Bait. Yeah, so immediately gets banned out, of course. Storm Spirit removed there from Bait. Maybe they might take out the Ember Spirit as well. Ember Spirit would work. But what about... I was thinking mid Skywrath. So obviously the Silence could really screw over the Void. You can just lock him down, do a lot of damage. As well as the Spear Stun can easily set up for a good Mystic Flare when you make early rotations. Exactly same thing with the Arrow. Or maybe they want to go for like a classic combo. Pick up the OD for the mid. Because he'll be able to bully out the Void quite easily. As well as the fact that you have Astral Imprisonment just being a fantastic setup for the Arrow coming in from the Mirana rotations. As well as the fact that whoever gets hit by the Roar from the Beastmaster, you can Astral Imprisonment, give him the save. Yeah, I think OD is a fantastic pickup here from Hellraisers. I think that is the way to go. They do ban out the Ember Spirit though. And the Medusa getting removed as well. So the 2 main sort of heroes that are a problem for the PA have already been taken out. What could be left in the pool for Bait to go for? Checking my cheat sheet, what they've been picking before in this current patch. Doesn't give much information here. Not even actually touching their reserve time there. They actually decided to go for the Bloodseeker. Alright, yeah, it's a pretty good position 1 to go up against the PA. You put the Rupture on her, and every single time she goes for that Phantom Strike, she just ends up doing a bajillion damage to herself. So it does make the hero a lot more difficult to play with. So yeah, I quite like this pickup actually here. But I still think OD is a good one. Because then, again, exactly the same sort of situation. If the PA gets hit by the Rupture, the OD could just come in with the Astral Imprisonment to put the save onto the PA, stop her from actually getting beaten into super hard. That would be my call. They're actually going to go for the Monkey King. Okay, I mean, it will definitely be able to... It should beat the Void Spirit in the mid, for sure. As well as the fact that then you could drop the Wukongs into the Mars Arena as well and just have further, like, crazy teamfight lockdown. But the teamfight potential from Hellraisers is incredible this game. They've got 3 seriously good ultimates. Meanwhile, on the side of Bait, all they've really got is the Roar from the Beastmaster. And that is about it. So I'm interested to see how this is actually going to pan out. I think, yeah, looking at these lineups, I am slightly favouring Hellraisers. I think I'd favour them more if the Monkey King was an OD. But I'm just biased. Better finish this coffee before the game starts. Won't have any opportunity to drink it when it's going. Man, down in coffee is not good. Oh. That's made me feel even hotter. That was a bad idea. Sweating buckets, boys. Sweating buckets. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to lean toward Hellraisers this game. Unless Bait can play the same way that they did in game number 1, then maybe just from that alone, they'll actually be able to take this game. Yeah, but I definitely think Hellraiser's got the draft advantage going into this one. We'll see how badly that is. I could be completely wrong. Maybe my poor lack of judgment and actually give us all the wrong impression of this game. But even still, here we are. Game number 2 between Hellraisers and Bait. Bait only 1 game away now from actually closing this best of 3 series out and giving them some much needed points towards this early stage of the groups. Like, so far, they only have 1 victory out of 5 games. They played. Yeah, this is the 5th game. They've won 1 game out of the other 4 games. So they desperately need some points just to make it a little bit more likely they're actually going to be able to go through to the playoffs rather than just being relegated out of the playoff stage, which always feels rough. Getting taken out that early in the tournament, it's always going to be a big blow to your self-esteem and your confidence going forward to other events. And Bait have not really been having the best history in Dota so far, so it would be very nice to see them actually start winning some games for a change.
30 seconds now. Let the countdown begin.
Well, we might be blessed with this game. You never know. But no, like, first blood attempt coming out from either squad this time round. Everyone just sort of holding their own side. Looks like it will just be an even 2 for 2 on the trades. Unless some sort of crazy skirmish is going to happen here for the bottom bounty. But I don't see any point why Rezo would go for it. Or he shouldn't go for it. Yeah, he will just be forced away. So yeah, 2 for 2. Nothing really gained, nothing really lost. Everyone just pretty much gets a set of tangos for free. Which is what most of the time this little burst of gold is used for. Sometimes it's used to complete early items. But yeah, pretty much 80 gold. You just buy a stack of tangos with it. That's what I do when I play support anyway. Or regen. Depends what I start off with, like mana regen. If it's the shaker, then it's some clarities, for sure. Zayak already been bullied out. Actually, yeah, I just noticed the fact that it's obviously the position for Miranda rather than the Phoenix. So it's not quite as nice there for the Undie. But even still, just that instant aggression onto the boar that the Beastmaster has to just deny it rather than give away the free gold. But obviously that will change eventually when there starts to be a few more points put into this skill. The boar going to be a bit more difficult to kill than just a couple of hits and the fire spirit. But even still, it will hinder the early game progression of this Beastmaster. Okay, he's spawned a new one. Oh, the Don, you got to be careful, man. Let's say, even dropping down the disruption there. Going to try and pressure him out with the illusion damage. The right clicks alone might be enough. No, he does survive there. Pops the Fairy Fire. Resolution also getting a decent amount of trade damage himself. Another dagger. A couple more hits is all they need. Say does have a stick, so he's going to pop that and survive. Rezo finally giving up the chase. I think he missed out on like a couple of creeps for that. Even still, oh, the ball. The Don runs straight past it. Doesn't decide to hit into it though. So that will survive. But even still, how is this mid lane going? 9-2 to Rebel to the 5-1 of Dendi. So obviously, Rebel always going to have like the better time in this lane. Going for the extra points into the Jingu stacks. Just going to make it so difficult for Dendi to actually get close to the creeps. You just can't really afford to give away like the free bonus damage and the HP regen to really make the lane unwillable if you just are in the wrong place, the wrong time. But still, Watson actually at the top of the CS chart at the moment, 11-3. So they've actually been able to effectively 1v1 against Pasha pretty easily. Look at that, Zayak jumps forward, gets the kill onto Watson's courier, which actually has his brown boots in it as well. So very nicely played there from there, and he might potentially die from Gatsy. He does have one more leap. Oh, what? He pops the salve, but he turns around. Oh, that is insult to injury. He turns around, he uses his salve and his charge of leap as well at the same time. That is like 3 things that just went horribly wrong. That is unfortunate. Gatsy gladly going to take that first blood. And you can see like that, buys the stick, buys the salve. All that bonus gold for a position 5 feels so nice. Especially seems like it was solo experience as well.
My thanks will come later, when you least expect it.
I still can't see a ball here for the Beastmaster, so I assume that Ladonna Resolution has still been prioritizing it quite a lot. I think he's just been waiting for the Fire Spirits to run out, and maybe he'll spawn another one? No, he's probably actually going to wait for his level 3. And as soon as he has that, then he will spawn the next ball. No point spawning a weaker one for no reason. I thought about dropping the axes for it. Guess he wants to just conserve his mana up a bit more. Then now he's going to get the ball out. Now it's a level 2 ball. It's a bit more healthy. Extra 150 gold. HP, sorry. So not as easy just to get those 3 kills on.
Radiant have fortified their structures against attack.
Well, so far Watson is just happily farming away at this top lane. Not really been contested that much at all. 21-6. Obviously just putting more points into the Thirst instead. So easily able to sustain himself in this lane against the harassment damage that the Mars can pump out. Gatsy, you gotta be careful. Just taking a few right clicks there. I thought maybe if Zayak just went for like a point blank spear, it may have allowed Pasha to get close enough to get his own spear connection. Maybe they would have found that kill. Or maybe they just want to do the setup the other way around. I don't know. Okay, so Gatsy just constantly making sure he uses the decay on Pasha. And that's probably actually one of the main reasons as well about why Watson's doing so well in this lane so far. Like, Pasha's damage is always being reduced by a massive chunk as well as his HP. So it's difficult to just try and win on these 1v1 situations. And Gatsy going around the side is very aggressively positioned right now. There is going to be the silence comes out, but even still the spear gets the connection. And they find the free kill. I don't know what he was really doing there. He had no HP, no mana. And he had a salve to use, but he just didn't really bother using it. I thought maybe he was going to, like, try and deny himself, but he walked into the wave. I don't know. It's confusing play. I'm sure there was some, like, big thought process behind that, but oh, the Don actually ends up dying bots. SA takes him down solo. The power of level 3 of the Shadow Demon, those poison stacks do so much damage. You've got to be really careful when they start working their way up onto you. Watson takes a big chunk of damage himself up top. Luckily, position 5 with the salves. So that's why he didn't use on himself. The big, real selfless position 5 life, you know. Never heal yourself. Ends up wasting like a quarter of the duration of the salve though from that extra hit. A bit unfortunate. Still, how is this mid lane going? 33-13 for Rebel. So he's doing a really good job at limiting the amount of experience that Dendy's going to be able to get in this lane. I mean, I suppose that's a nice thing about this Voice Rip matchup, though, is that you can always just dissimulate away when those stacks start getting too high. You can get out of there. But, I mean, despite the fact there's been so many denies, Dendy's actually still got 13-2 himself. I imagine probably a majority of these are on the neutrals, but even still, it's pretty good. And with this in this room pickup here, Rebel's making his first rotation of the game onto Watson. Watson sort of aware of it a little bit, hide himself in the trees. He will step out here. Oh, the sentry ward. It got the spot. He saw the little courier running around. They're like, oh shit, there's a Monkey King. He too manages to evade death. And unfortunately for Rebel, it just ends up being like a wasted minute of trying to find some sort of gank. And it allows Dendy to just recover his lane a little bit more. Yeah, and just like that, Dendy actually puts himself second place in terms of net worth. It's pretty crazy how Dendi's always able to actually perform really nicely in these mids, despite the fact that he has unfavorable matchups quite a lot. I mean, it's what they were saying years ago. He's one of those heroes which is just such a good mid lane player, but like he just drops off in weird ways. It's strange. I mean, SA thought about chucking another poison stack onto the Don there, but then it would have given Wind that they had this ward. We decided against it, but I think they know anyway. Seems like there was a ward in the lane, so we're making that move. But up top, the arena first gets dropped. Gatsy ends up dying. Dendi making his own rotation this time round, and at least he's successfully able to find the kill. So they trade their position 5 for a 3. Definitely worthwhile trade. I mean, I did cost the rotation of Dendi though. So taking away from that middle lane does hinder him a little bit. But actually Gatsy TPing towards the outpost as well. Gives him the free bottle refills, the extra charge. So maybe it's not too bad in that case. Thanks for the follow as well. Only noobs die. It's very true name, very true. Down bot, Ladon dies and looks like SA though. He will get traded off for it. There's Zayak making his first rotation down to the bot lane as well. Gives him that assistance. So the gold change was relatively the same. Although Resolution actually got the kill, so that is 100% a trade that Hellraisers will take. Any way you can funnel gold into your PA is going to be a fantastic choice. And she is going for the standard PA build of the Battle Fury. Obviously, this item, you don't see it too often anymore. Like, a lot of teams have moved away from it, rather building the Maelstrom instead. But with a PA, it's always going to be a valid item. Like, the cleave damage just works so well with the coup de grace. Like, the damage output could be absolutely insane if you're in, like, the right spot to get that, like, amazing cone of cleave. I'm still just trying to get these kills onto the boars. The Rezo's just not getting lucky with the crits, though. Oh, gets the crit onto the creep that was on the 2 HP. Now he's got to be careful. A couple of balls coming out. If this Beastmaster was level 6, he would have definitely dropped the Raw and probably found that kill. Meanwhile, at the top lane, they actually find the kill onto Pasha. Even Rebel got involved with it, dropping his Wukong's command down, but didn't find anything in response. It ends up just being like a wasted rotation. Speaking of rotations, Dendi making another move down towards the bot. Obviously, this PA is going to be the primary target, but still no Raw available for this Beastmaster. He only needs like one more creep before he gets it, but Dendi's not going to wait for that. Just jumping immediately onto the Don, secures the kill, and there the Raw comes up just to get the kills of the Phoenix. Now Resolution probably going to end up dying to this. He wastes as much time as he possibly can, but that's all he ends up doing, wasting time. So 2 kills there. Both of them going towards the Beastmaster as well. This should set up for the tier 1 tower getting taken down. Watson though, just been pressured a little bit, but not really enough to lock him down and get those kills.
Radiant's bottom tower is in danger.
But even still, second in terms of farm. Only 200 gold over the top of Rezos. They're doing pretty close with each other. The same with the mid laners, actually. All of the cores have got very similar farm to each other. The biggest difference is actually the Beastmaster and the Mars, and that's only like 200 gold. It's a very, very even game as of yet. It definitely feels like Bait have a bit more momentum going into their favour, though. It looks like Zach wants to maybe try and set up like a cheeky arrow grab here onto Watson, but he gets the spot and easily able to evade it. That's the thing. Maybe that arrow trick might work if it was nighttime, but there's just so much vision that Watson can easily see it coming and evade it. Now, 4 members of Bait all gathered in this mid. Raw is off cooldown in 8 seconds. Are they going to bother waiting for it? SA? Chucked out one use of the poison. The arrow? Oh, actually gets connections. Then he tanked it to keep the catapult alive. And that will fuel the push onto this tier 1 tower. Hellraisers going to have to bring a few more heroes over if they want to keep this tower alive. Then jumping forwards onto Zayak, but just pushing him away. The glyph is going to be there. But I think Bait is just going to double down and commit for this tower. They've got the tomato, they've got the balls. The arrow actually gets the connection onto the Beastmaster, and immediately everyone's on top of him. There is going to be the egg, immediately the arena, the Wukong's command, absolutely everything getting dumped onto it. They will find the kill onto the Beastmaster as well as the Undying. And the tower still falls though. And they get 2 kills, but it costs every single one of their teamfight ultimates. I mean, that is the power of this combination. You drop all of these massive AoE big ultimate abilities, and it just makes this super area of death, which Bait just cannot fight into at all. And Dendy actually still hanging around here. They're not going to be connection. Actually jumps in aggressively. Quick, the balls on this man. Well, he did have haste for him. He's just constantly playing around with him here. Just poking and prodding. It looks like maybe Hellraisers want to try and go for some sort of play here. But actually, the Sentry Wall was there. So I think they see the members of Hellraisers just plodding along. Not going to bother jumping into it. But I mean, now there is that sort of big grace period where the main ultimates are on cooldown for at least another minute. I don't know if that's really enough time for Bait to make any moves happen, so Hellraisers will probably be able to chill out for a bit, wait for those ultimates to be back off, and they can try and take another fight. Rebel is stalking Watson here, but yeah, it's a very difficult kill to find. I think he's actually got Maelstrom finished up, coming out on the courier. Meanwhile, other three members of Bait. Their smoke pops onto Zyke. He gets the lead, but doesn't matter. It's still got the connection. Easy setup for the Remnant. And Gadsy even taking the final blow there with the decay. I think it'd be kind of cool, right? If Gadsy's decay, if you got a kill onto someone whilst they were under the effects, you gain like a permanent strength. Would that be too broken? I think it probably would. It would upset the balance, right? Because so far each attribute has a hero which does that. Pudge with the strength, Slark with the agility, and Silence with the intelligence. So maybe they don't want to put that in there just yet. Maybe when Ice Frog feels he wants to make Undying super powerful, then he might do that. It could be fun to see, actually. I don't know. Just my pleb opinion. Maybe still, the farm is just neck and neck between everyone at the moment. Nobody's pulling away just yet. Obviously, Relezo's still trying to build in towards this Battle Fury. He's about to have one of the components, but then still 800 gold off of the final. So you'll have it online probably about 15 minutes, I'd say. Maybe about 14 and a half, actually. Probably not full 15. Which is quite a pretty standard Battle Fury timing. Meanwhile, though, they found the grab here onto SA. Ends up being a free kill. I'm not sure if they really need to drop the arena for that, but hey, they just want to make sure they got it. They don't want to risk any like potential turnaround from Bait. Dendy, he's going to jump onto the dot. Oh, he misses his Remnant. That was unfortunate. And you see the Vlads finish up here for the Beastmaster. Just the recipe now to go for the Overlord. And then his actual effectiveness in these fights, or not even the fights, just his effectiveness across the map will definitely skyrocket.
Not quite as slow now.
So Rezo wants to try and contest him, but it's very difficult to do so. Pick out, they're trying to get a distance. Dendy charging after him. Rezo. Oh, he got the connection. They found him in the trees. But the TPs coming in from Hellraisers would have been a very risky fight to commit onto. Maybe they might get the catch. Gatsy, oh, the Bounder Strike actually ends up missing. And Gatsy just drops his tombstone on the high ground. Says, come fight me, boys. Come fight me. But they decide not to. Maybe it's a little bit premature on the tombstone drop. Now it's on cooldown for another minute. And really, to be honest, this tombstone is like the biggest teamfight ultimate that Bait have. And it's not even an ultimate.
Is under attack.
This should make my life easier.
The dire scan. On the hunt for radiant forces.
He's still trying to actually build this Battle Fury. I thought he'd have had it online by now. He's about to have the gold after killing this wave the next. Interesting decision. Just step back, blink back in. Acted all sneaky like. How is the farm of Watson doing this game? He's got his Maelstrom. Casual Ogre Club. Is this going to be a Sunge? Yeah, he's got the Sunge coming out. Don't know if he's going to commit and go straight in for the S and Y. I mean, he's got BKB queued up next. I don't know what he actually wants to use that for. Rebel. Thinking about dropping the Wukong to try and go for the grab there onto Watson. SA is actually in the area, though. But obviously, there's this high ground ward. So Bait know exactly where he is. Meanwhile, Dendy, he's found the grab onto Syek there. He's just pushed away. Rebel, he actually gets stuck into the trees. But he was just outside of the vision, so they don't know where he went. And even Syek managed to avoid Dendy. So there is a tier 2 coming out. No glyph available to keep this alive. Black Dragon plus a catapult. Dendy tanking the arrow. Not intentionally that time. But even still, tier 2 could have fallen down sub 17 minutes into the game. Just Bait is setting a very, very high tempo for this one. Hellraisers are far from the point where they're able to take such an objective as well. Well, it's the power of having this helm with the Overlord online. It is literally all he has. Completely empty inventory apart from this single item. But now he actually has the luxury to like build some brown boots. Oh, look at that. So luxurious. You might have skipped anything else, go straight in for the Blink Dagger now. Dendy, charge forwards. Found another connection onto Zayat, but he had to use all of his leap charges to escape that one. Right, it's a very costly maneuver. 40 seconds per leap. It's pretty goddamn nuts. 45 seconds, actually. Seems like it's still level 1. Yeah, it looks like a bait. It's going to go into the pit. This is very ballsy. Seeing as how pretty much every single team fight ultimate from Hellraisers is going to be online. And their team definitely has the superior fight around the Roche bit. And with this smoke move, they're not moving in there. I don't think they realise bait's in here at the moment. If they want to contest this, they've got to hurry. It's down to half HP. Dendy's going to be there. He breaks the smoke onto a few of them. But Pasha, he reads exactly where Dendy's going. He gets the perfect stun. Wukong's as well. SA, though, gets a disruption onto him. The egg already gets dropped. And just like that, bait disengage. Gatsy, though, he didn't disengage. What was he still doing there? He's alive for now. Good turn around with the Raw. Gets the connection onto Rebel. Meanwhile, Watson finishes off Roshan. Rebel needs some help. He's going to take a lot of damage from the silence and he falls. The Don trying to get the TP out, but it doesn't matter. The astral step damage is enough. Watson's keeping chase after Pasha. He needs some help from his team to get the lockdown. And it doesn't look like they're about to find it. So again, bait actually coming out. Never mind. Dendy, he's actually found a +1. Pasha, he goes for an aggressive stun here. Even going to drop the arena down to see Watson just come flying in. Dendy just jumps straight out of it. Pasha's trying to skirt the line. It's the only way he can survive. But it doesn't do anything else. He falls as well. Ends up being a triple kill for Dendy. 4 for nothing. They still get the Roche and the Aegis as well. That was a complete disaster for Hellraisers. Like, it was such a good read from Pasha, right? He went exactly where Dendy was going, got the stun, but Wukong's and Egg all got dumped on it without any further control, and Bait just disengaged. There was no lockdown. The arena, there was no one he could actually use the arena to trap into. It was just the Void Spirit. So a little bit of, like, just getting carried away from Hellraisers. Needs to be a little bit more disciplined on pressing that R button. And unfortunately, now they've just given a fair lead towards Bait. 4k gold into their advantage. Now you've got to somehow kill this Bloodseeker twice, which is pretty damn difficult. And he's even closing in towards having his BKB. Right, about 1100 gold off of it. He's going to have online very, very soon. Meanwhile, the PA got the Battle Fury online, sure. And very close to having the Desolator, actually. Probably one more creep camp after this wave. And Rezo will have that. So the damage amplification for Hellraisers will definitely skyrocket a fair chunk. But is that actually going to be enough? That is the problem. I mean, Rezo can hit as hard as he wants, but they're not really getting the opportunity to hit people. Bait are just able to disengage every single time. Apart from that mid fight by the tier 1, which they managed to get a couple of kills, but even then, could have been better. Still, this tier 2 is going to end up falling down at the top here. Glyph already been used to try and keep it alive. In the mid, I think SA just TP'd in to help Dendy. He was getting gone on a little bit. Not enough to lock him down. Zach trying to go for a cheeky deny. Unfortunately, pretty difficult to out-damage a Bloodseeker as a lowly position for Mirana. 74 damage versus 156. Jumps actually completed up there for the Beastmaster. Quite a nice item, actually. Helps out both his 2 cores. Normally you'd see like a big dagger. Actually, initiation here from Pasha. Immediately gets a nice egg, but the disruption's going to be there. Egg on top. Watson just immediately go for it. This egg's not going to last. The Wukong's going to be there, but doesn't matter. The Raw comes out. It locks down the Mars, allows it to disengage. Syac falls. Pasha, he's going to die as well. Gaiak's the only one in there. Actually, they get the stun to Watson. They kill this Bloodseeker for the first time, but it is just the Aegis. Then he's still jumping in aggressive onto Rebel. He's slowed to hell. He can't go anywhere. The Don barely able to escape, even after he bought back from that fight. Resolution nowhere to be seen. And once again, every single ultimate from Hellraiser gets dumped. They get so close to killing people, but it doesn't matter. The supports are there every single time from Bait. The disruption from SA, disjointing all the damage, and then a massive soul rip from Gatsy, bringing people back to a healthy standing. it's just absolute schooling here from Bait. And now they can just go high ground because they know there's no glyph, there's no team fight left from Hellraisers either. Like, how are they supposed to defend this high ground now? But actually, no, they're not even going to commit onto it. I'm kind of surprised by that. Like, they probably could take a fight. They got Tombstone up in a couple of seconds. I mean, Raw's on cooldown for 15, but that's going to be up miles before like the Egg and the Wukongs. No, they decided to fall back. You know, they don't want to end up risking it for a biscuit. Alexa, shush. Goddamn woman, just activating for no reason. Oh, SA. Got potential grab here. Disrupts up to himself. Can the rest of his team save him? He's been saving everyone else for so long, but now they're re-engaged with Pasha. He does drop the arena, but even still, Rebel just vanishes. They do get the trade onto Dendy, though. And now Watson's in a 1 versus 4 situation. Actually, the Beastmaster's there. The Mars getting super low. Gets the drop. They even get the kill onto Zyak. The Raw stopping the PA from going anywhere. Triple kill Watson. The Dodge trying to get out of there, but he can't make it either. Another 4 kills. Ultra kill for Watson. Full 5-man wipe. Oh my day, this game is just getting absolutely destroyed. Bait are on it yet again, despite the amazing team fight the Hellraisers had. I think the Egg and the Wukongs were just on cooldown still, so they couldn't even get them off. And now they're going to lose a whole set of barracks, possibly more if they want to. 3 heroes up pretty soon, and there's no buyback on the PL or the Phoenix. PA, sorry. And it looks like Bait are going to be cocky and push for more. They will just fall back. This game is starting to spiral out of control for Hellraisers. Hellraisers. Like, every single time they try and take a fight, Bait is just there for the incredible turnaround yet again. Like, they all initiated onto SA, but they didn't have the burst damage to kill him, so he got the disruption off, delayed it, allowed the rest of the team to come in. It's just beautiful dotes from Bait today. Like, they are on it. They are on it. 2 games in a row now. And this is the stuff I want to see from them. It's so good. If they've been performing like this in all the other series, then I wouldn't be too surprised if they would have had like a really, like, probably 3 out of 4 wins rather than 1 out of 4. But now 11k gold at 24 minutes. I think they saw Rebel in the trees there because the creeper pulled away, and Rebel has to just immediately run for it. He can't afford to stick around. Well, actually, SA pinging out the creep wave. I think he realizes that Rebel was going to go for this. He sees him. He's going to get the poison stack as well as the purge. Rebel just going for the TP out, but doesn't matter. The dive bomb's there. It stops his escape. And Rebel's just hitting into the creeps. He's got 4 poison stacks onto him. He should be able to disengage, but doesn't matter the damage. It gets the aura. And Dendy coming in for the finish. Oh, the disruption. Oh, he cancelled it out. Another death there for Rebel. Down for 45. No buyback. Still Roche is down for at least another minute and 10 seconds. So fortunately for Hellraisers, they won't just hemorrhage that objective now. But it doesn't look like Bait are going to try and pressure him for anything else. They're just going to probably keep farming up, get their next items online, wait for Roche, get the Aegis and Shard, and then they can go playing aggressively yet again. And not give a crap about the team fights from Hellraisers. Mind you, they've not been giving a crap about the team fights up till now either.
One side's misstep is the other's cunning play.
Even just denying all the vision yet again. Oh, Watson starting off here onto Pasha. He does get the Rupture start off onto him. Dive Bomb, getting the stun. Thunder Hide even in there. But with the Invis, no sort of detection there. You still, Pasha's taking a lot of damage. The heal's trying to keep him alive. Then he jumped inside the Raw just to manage to get the finish. Rebel dropping down the Wukong's command. It's a good stun onto Gatsy, but the disruption's going to be there. But I think it's just a dead undying for sure. Even a buyback from Pasha. Just for a kill onto position 5. Not very good. Dendy, those invis. Oh, he actually gets the grab onto the Master's head. If they can get the double kill onto him, that doesn't look like they're going to bother. Obviously, still majority of the team fights available for Hellraisers. There's only the Wukong's command that got used. So they will fall back. Meanwhile, Rezo still just keep farming up. I think he's got his BKB coming out on the courier. Oh, Dendy. He bumps into him. I think he saw the double damage, though. He did not want to take that fight. Especially that the BKB just got brought out. Obviously, you wouldn't know that, but even still. Roshan, though, up in a minute and 15. And you just know that the Beastmaster is just going to be keeping constant pterodactyls, I suppose, in the pit. It's called a hawk, but it's definitely not a hawk. Skins. They should change the name sometimes when they do that. That would be much better. So he drops the ward down. I don't think the Beastmaster actually knew he was there. So sneaky bit of free vision. Oh, meanwhile, Resolution does get hit by the Rupture. Yeah, trying to stand his ground against Watson. Just needs a couple of crits. Finds one, but it doesn't matter. He still ends up dying. And now Dendy re-engaged and he gets the silence onto Phoenix. So where's the detection? They don't have any detection. What is going on? Someone have some dusts for crying out loud. They found a disruption. They found the grab there onto Ladon, who is just going to end up dying. Down for 45. So no PA, no Phoenix. 5 versus 3. And immediately the Beastmaster just runs straight down to the bot. And everyone else following suit. This is probably going to be another set of barracks going down. There is a glyph to actually keep this back for now. But it's not like they really care too much. These creeps are basically in the base already, so they're removing the backdoor protection. Yeah, this is just a whole set of barracks. There's nothing they can do here. So maybe you might try and do something. I'm not sure what it is they can do. I'll after some real desperation plays here. But the Beastmaster just leaving his stuff in there. Actually, the backdoor protection comes on. Forced to disengage. Now Roshan's actually spawned. I'm sure the Beastmaster's probably going to send one of his Hawks there. Yeah, it's on his way. Actually, someone's probably just going to scout out before the Hawk even gets there. Yeah, wait and see. No, it will. And immediate pings. Ping, 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 ping. Go, 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 go. Casual salve on the floor. I mean, this ward, though, it did actually get the spot on the fact that they saw Bait moving over towards that area. And this is the last desperation play here from Hellraisers. If they lose this fight, it's probably just game over. And, I mean, it's already too late. Roshan's pretty much dead. The arrow is going to get blocked up by the creep, but immediately they got nice tunnels. The Beastmaster, can they burst him down? They do. They actually get that kill. They egg off to the side as well. Pasha gets slow, but it doesn't matter. Gatsy actually ends up dying as well. They will buy back to try and turn this fight around. Rebel drops the Wukong, so immediately steps out of it. And with those 2 kills, they want to try and disengage it. Don't want to stick down for any longer than they have to. It looks like the Mars will be the sacrificial lamb here. Pasha will just fall. Dendy, though, still charging forward some more. Ether and Yule's on cooldown still, so they can't get the grab there. Maybe they're focusing towards Resolution. Watson maybe just going to settle for the kill here onto the Dom. He will fall. Looks like the rest members of Hellraisers will actually manage to get themselves out. But Beastmaster might just go high ground here. Oh, no reason not to. Pretty much the entirety of Hellraisers, well, the ones that are alive, are stuck outside their base. And the Aegis still ended up dying as well. I don't know who got the shards. I think it must have been Watson that got it. Forces to buy back there onto the Phoenix, but even still, again, it's a 5 versus 4. With Mars Arenas on cooldown still, they even just found a free pick off there onto Zayat. Wrong place, wrong time. Resolution jumping in. Very aggressive. BKB just come off cooldown, but even still, the tier 3's gone, the melee barracks is gone. And this is just going to be Megas already. Munchie, they got another stun onto the Beastmaster. Disruption's there from SA this time. He keeps him alive. Now he's going to come back out with it. Drops the raw. No, he doesn't. The final crit from Resolution takes him out. Watson's trying to stand his ground. He actually does out DPS him. The PA falls. Rebel's going to drop as well. They both have buyback. But they don't even care. They're not even going to do it. They call GG. And they tap out. Bait. They take the series 2-0. Absolutely incredible. Unbelievable stuff. They just played so well in these 2 series. Like Hellraisers, it looked like they were just playing against pubs. Seriously, the Hellraisers got stomped at every point. Even with like the incredible team fight that they had, they just could not find the right opening. I suppose the only thing when you have these 3 big team elements, sometimes it's finding the synergy, which is the most difficult thing. Like the right initiation at the right time to make sure you get the grabs before the BKBs come out. But even still, when they managed to execute it perfectly, SA was there for the disruption, and then Gatsy came in with the Soul Rip Pill. It was just the perfect support duo to deal with this sort of gameplay that Hellraiser had in mind. It's a very well-deserved victory there from Bait. Very good stuff. And yeah, they actually can take it 2-0. I'm chuffed about that. I'm chuffed. Just happy for old Dendy, man. And yes, that's actually given them some much-needed points as well, because they only had 1 win against QWERTY before that, but now they actually 2. So they got 2 wins, 3 losses. Obviously, that's still a bad victory rate for sure, but yeah, they can pull back. Just got to win the next few. But anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this series of my cast, please follow me on my Twitch, Twitter, and my YouTube. Any help I get, I thoroughly appreciate. All the links are down there.